My name is Emily Rhodes. This is my name now. I am a young woman now. I am 24 years old today. I live alone now, in a small, quiet apartment in the city of Manchester. This apartment is my safe place. It is a place of peace. But for most of my whole life, I lived inside a very dark cage. This cage was invisible. I could not see the cold walls of the cage. The name of my cage was my mother. Her name is Margaret Rhodes. My mother is 58 years old now. She is older than me. She raised me completely alone. She did this without my father. She held this fact that she raised me alone like a strong, sharp weapon. Every single day, every single hour, she reminded me of this sacrifice. All our conversations were long reminders of the big things she did for me. When I was a small, young child, she would whisper bad, dark things to me. She whispered things that no child should ever hear. The whispers were quiet, but strong. She always whispered to me, "You owe me your life, Emily. You have a big debt." She said, "You would not exist now. You are here only because of me." She also told me, "You must obey me. You must listen to me always, every time." She told me, "You must obey me forever. Forever you are mine." I grew up believing that true love was not a gift. I thought love was a debt. I thought love was a long bill that I had to pay her every single day of my life. I paid this bill with my silence. I paid with my constant, deep fear. I paid with the constant bad feeling that I was never, ever good enough for her. I always felt that I was not enough. I was not what she wanted. If I smiled a lot at home, she said, I was ungrateful. I was not thankful for her hard work. If I cried out loud, she said I was dramatic and too sensitive. I was a child. If I wanted to make new friends at school, she said they would leave me soon. She said my friends would abandon me, just like my father abandoned me long ago. So I stayed completely alone. I stayed alone inside my house. I learned to shrink myself. I learned to make myself small to keep her calm. I learned to speak very softly. I learned to walk very carefully, like a mouse. I learned to breathe very quietly. I had to be silent, always. I did anything I could to avoid waking the big, dark storm inside her heart. One terrible night, when I was only 16 years old, the storm woke up. I came home from a friend's house. I came home late. I was late for only 5 minutes. Just 5 small minutes. She saw me and she started to scream very loudly. Her voice was strong and terrible. Her voice was so loud that the furniture in the room shook and moved. She screamed that I had betrayed her trust. I had humiliated her completely. She screamed that I had disrespected her entire life and all her big sacrifices. I remember standing in the doorway now, frozen completely like a block of ice. I could not speak a single word. My mouth was frozen shut. I remember feeling my small heart crack in slow motion inside my chest. I remember one bad thought coming into my head. Maybe if I disappear now, maybe if I go away, she will finally be happy with me. I did not disappear that night. I stayed there and endured the screaming. But the thought of disappearing never really left my young mind. It stayed with me always. The difficult years passed very slowly. I grew older and stronger on the outside, but the older I got, the tighter her control became. The cage was closing. She tried to control every small thing in my life. She wanted all control. She chose my clothes for me. She chose my school studies. She chose the food I ate. She even tried to choose the person I could love. She chose who I should date. Whenever I questioned her control, she used the same exact line to hurt me. She used the line she repeated for years. After everything I have done for you, after all my big work, this is how you repay me. You are ungrateful. I felt very guilty for wanting my own freedom. I felt like a terrible person. I felt evil for simply wanting a small life that belonged only to me. I felt like I was slowly dying inside my own body. I was becoming sadder every day. I was dying in a house where the feeling of love was a strong, terrible poison. Everything changed completely on one simple, rainy afternoon. The rain was falling. I was looking for my simple rain umbrella inside her dark closet. I needed the umbrella now. I was searching for the umbrella. Instead of the umbrella, I found one small, old wooden box. The box was hidden. The box was hidden behind some dusty, old winter coats. I took the box out. I opened the small box now. The box had an old, musty smell. Inside the small box were many old letters. There were dozens of letters. All the letters were written by my mother, Margaret, in her own handwriting. The letters were never sent to anyone. They stayed in the box. The letters were all addressed to her own mother, my grandmother. My mother, Margaret, always swore she never spoke to her own mother. She always said her own mother was dead to her. She was angry, but the true story I found in the old letters was very different. In the letters, my mother, Margaret, was not a villain or a tyrant. She was a broken, hurt daughter who had suffered much pain. She begged her own mother for love. She wrote, "Please love me." She begged to be seen. She begged to be accepted by her mother. She begged for anything that looked like simple kindness from her mother. And every single letter she wrote was answered with nothing. Nothing at all. Every letter was answered with cold, quiet, terrible silence. One simple, clear line in one letter destroyed me completely. I felt sick. My mother wrote this. "I don't know how to love people now. I do not have the skill." She wrote, "I only know how to control others. This is the only way I know." She explained why. Because that's what she did to me. My mother only controlled me. I sat down slowly on the cold wooden floor. I looked at the letters around me. My chest tightened hard. My hands shook. I felt a deep pain. For the first time in my whole life, I saw my mother clearly. I saw the true Margaret. I did not see her as a monster. I did not see her as a scary person. I saw her as a wounded, hurt child. She was repeating the great trauma. She was doing the exact same thing that she had once survived years ago. Understanding her pain did not make my pain disappear now. My pain was still strong. But this new understanding gave me one important thing. It gave me great courage. It gave me the great courage to break the painful cycle. I had to stop the cycle now. It gave me courage to choose myself first. I had to live for me. It gave me courage to live a life that was not built on shame and debt. So one morning, Very early, before the sun came up, I packed my few things. I packed my bags quickly and quietly. I moved like a ghost. There were no screams now. There were no big, bad fights. There were no explanations to her. It was just quiet, simple freedom waiting for me outside. I was finally leaving the cage. When she woke up in her room later, I was completely gone from the apartment. My phone was off. My apartment keys were left neatly on the kitchen table. My heart was shaking hard with fear, but it was finally beating for me only. Now I live in true, real peace in Manchester. This peace is mine alone. It is the kind of peace that does not ask anyone for permission to exist. It is the kind of peace that does not apologize for being happy and free. I am healing now, slowly, every day. I am healing gently from the pain. I still love my mother. Margaret, I love her with a safe, strong distance between us. Sometimes true love is not about staying near the person who hurts you. Sometimes true love is walking away now before the bad story destroys you completely. Sometimes love means breaking a cycle of pain that lasted for many generations. And that is exactly what I did. I chose myself now. I broke the cycle. I stopped the pain. I survived the invisible cage. I chose myself, my health, and my peace. I am free. And for the very first time in my entire life, that is enough. I am enough.